mosquito floated lazily in the hot summer air, buzzing exactly in the same spot of that warm evening in the art critic's living room. The study tapped with sharp notes of a typewriter. Tapping out the latest essay dissecting an oboe, the mosquito followed the sound that tapped throughout the house. The air was so wet with summer night and sweat of discontentments. The mosquito hung by barely buzzing, portraits on the mantel, their subjects swept past the empty whiskey bottles, until he heard by closer proximity the whispers and shrill exclamations at the end of a sentence. "Why don't I like this art?" She could not uncover what was it about this art which irked her so, that raced her fingers by the night lamp's glow. The mosquito landed on her arm and lifted its nose to the air in order to thrust down into her veins, piercing her skin like a pin-pricking balloon. He gulped and gulped and gulped. The sudden loss of blood at first made her giddy, and she at the thought of her subject, until her arm went blue, and she stood up in shock. What? What? But the mosquito kept gulping. She grabbed the nearest book to swat what she thought was her attacker, but as she thwacked, the bug buzzed away, and she slapped her arm, leaving it red again. She went back to typing, nearing the end of her column and pronouncing, "Now then." The mosquito licked his lips for what was the best feast of his life he had just tasted. He must return to the banquet once again. Yet this time as he landed, like a blood-sucking bandit, she was prepared. And when she thwacked, the mozzie lifted up the cover, there was the painting, but covered in her own blood. And at last she felt it. It was true love.